Let's talk about how work grew not only as a pillar in our lives, but a provider for our social needs. So, the four components of our community were social gatherings where we saw our family, religious affiliations where we expressed our faith, clubs where we found and formed our friendships, and then work where our career took place. And collectively, that created community. Over the last several decades, we've seen a dramatic change in these four pillars. Massive decline in religious affiliation, down by about a third, 30% more time spent alone, and three times as many of us living alone. And then a massive, massive decline in clubs and organizations, from Rotary clubs to Boys and Girls clubs. And what came in to fill that void was career, our work. But the decline in these other elements have resulted in a massive decline in trust in our society. So this isn't necessarily a good thing. I don't think it's a good thing at all. But it's something we have to realize, is that work is one of the last places where some people feel a sense of belonging, a sense of connection. And we have to be mindful of this as leaders. We are in the midst of a loneliness epidemic, and this loneliness epidemic is occurring at the very same time that we've had the fastest rate of change ever in human history. In fact, the slowest rate of change for the rest of your life is likely today. So let's look at what this loneliness epidemic has to do with change. So when you're lonely, and right now, depending on where you are in the world, 25 to 60% of adults report being severely lonely, and that's about 50% in the US. When you're lonely, loneliness is a threat to our species. Humans run on connection, they run on belonging, they run on social interactions. It's inherent to our mental and our physical health. So loneliness is a threat. And when loneliness occurs, we go into fight or flight mode. We actually go into fight, freeze, or appease. But really, let's focus on fight or flight. Our amygdala goes into overdrive. We go into us versus them. So when we're confronted with a lot of information about a lot of change, particularly when it's presented in a socially or politically polarizing way, we screen it out immediately to us versus them. Are they with me or against me? This is happening. This is our body's ability to respond to change, again, at the same time where we have the highest rate or the fastest rate of change we've ever had. Physically, it's equivalent to about 15 cigarettes a day, so it's terrible for our physical health. So this loneliness epidemic is going on at the same time as the change rate, and that's making it very difficult to humans to respond to, in a healthy and meaningful way, all this change that's taking place around us. So it's really important to understand how what loneliness has to do with our performance at work, because it has real implications.